Hey, it's your boy Bobby Beach here. I want to talk about a subject that comes to mind, and that is Batman versus Ozymandias. I'm probably saying his name wrong, so I'm just going to call him Oz. Well, this is something that's been debated about ever since the Watchmen was created. Now, we do have the Batman versus Rorschach, of course. You know, everyone wants to see that because the characters are so similar. But let's be real about it. Right now, we have a storyline going on that's leading into Doomsday Clock, and it's pretty much going to be Justice League versus the Watchmen, or some of the Watchmen. Now, with that being said, Oz is the guy who pretty much is a perfect candidate to fight Batman. He's at the peak of human being condition and mentally. He's the perfect candidate against Batman. So these two fighting out would make sense. Now, personally, Watchmen, I have no hatred towards Watchmen, but there are certain characters that I admire, but I did not like their general characteristic. Let me get into that. Basically, what I'm saying is that Oz, despite what he came up with a genius plan during the book, and I'm not going to spoil that for anybody who hasn't known it yet. This is specifically for people who, you know what, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't know. So I'm just going to make you aware right now. If you don't know, don't listen to this video. If you know, continue. Oz came up with a plan in the Watchmen. He pretty much was the one who killed the comedian, and he also came up with a plan to make Dr. Manhattan look like a villain, or cause, plenty of people to look like they had cancer, and also came up with some sort of alien creation to make it look like Dr. Manhattan made the alien, framing him, making him look like a bad guy, but for the greater good of mankind, so they can all unite as one world together and, have a common enemy, pretty much ending war and nuclear war, and realizing that we should all stand united. It was a genius plan, but it was done in a very nasty, nasty way. And he was heartless. One of the endings of Watchmen we didn't care about was the fact that Oz pretty much hinted, he pretty much corrupted the majority of the Watchmen, letting them know, okay, this is actually the perfect plan. I know lives were lost. I know things turned out bad, but this is the only way we could have ended us being, doing what we have to do to be, in this era of, crime, and people wanted to go to war. And it was like, okay, it makes sense what he did, but still, in your heart of hearts, you didn't want to agree with it. Rorschach didn't agree with it. We didn't agree with it, for those who are like me. And when Rorschach was on his way to reveal the truth about the conspiracy, Oz pretty much coerced and convinced Dr. Manhattan to kill Rorschach, and he did. And this is the reason why I didn't care for Oz or Dr. Manhattan. Batman would have done what Rorschach did. Batman would have said, oh, hell no. I'm not letting it go down like that. Batman doesn't give a damn if it was Superman, Wonder Woman, the whole team, all the Green Lanterns, even his own people. He would have never have gone for a united world under a lie, or under superheroes who did very nasty things like that to achieve peace. Now that brings us to Batman and Oz. Now, I don't think Batman's going to be fighting Dr. Manhattan. In all honesty, that's going to be Superman. But he will be fighting Oz. Oz, once again, he had a fight with Night Owl and Rorschach. It literally beat the hell out of him while talking to them and giving them a class. The man was telling them everything that he did and gave them education and a little bit of, everything, and kicked their ass like it was nothing. I mean, he was like, you can't stick with me, dog. Don't play with me. But I was saying to myself, if only Rorschach was Batman. If only, But Batman, on the other hand, fighting Oz, is going to be on the popping, bruh. Batman is going to bring the war to that dude. Batman is the right artillery. He's the right guy to go against Oz. He's perfect for it. These two, I believe, will face off during the Doomsday Clock. This is the only opponent. And if you want me to be honest with you, I think that Oz could definitely be truly the main villain in this story arc. Like, a lot of people, we're looking at Dr. Manhattan and we're looking at Superman, their rivalry. The fact we want to see that fight and everything like that. But what if it's Oz who coerced this to happen in the first place? You got to remember, in the Watchmen, it was Oz who came up with the plan anyway. Even though Dr. Manhattan is smart and he's intelligent and all of that, it was Oz who was the one who outsmarted everybody, including him. So what if Oz is behind all these events happening? The only person who can take Oz down would be Batman. The only person who can undo it would be Batman, because Batman does not have powers. Batman does not have these abilities, but he's very smart, he's very clever, and he can, outwit plans even done by entities like this. And a lot of people give Batman flack for that, saying he's kind of overpowered, but Oz is the same. Oz is, he outwitted everybody. It doesn't matter if he got powers or not. He's that smart. So I think when it comes down to it, when it's all said and done, and I believe you all believe the same too, it's going to come down to Batman versus Oz. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to have a fight. It's going to be pretty much epic. I think Oz is going to be respected, but Batman's going to whoop that dude's ass. Batman's going to straight up and down beat the hell out of him, beat the brakes out of him for doing what he did. In terms of the missing, I'm going to say I think he is the cause of the missing years, though Dr. Manhattan is the face. It's sort of like the Watchmen book. Dr. Manhattan is the face of the villain. He's the villain who we see in face. But in truth, the real villain was Oz. And I think Batman and Oz are going to have it out with one another, and they're going to fight, and Batman is going to win. Believe that. I'm just being honest, believe that. But it's your boy Bobby Beach here. I just want to say much love, much respect. This is my speculation, but at the same time, I believe it's true. I just want to say, if you like the content, go right ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Like the video if you wish to. And I want to say I got some superhero content here on my page. But yes, that's my opinion. I want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down and 1,